Someone in your church right now is about to make a decision. They found a speaker online, the price looks good, the watts look impressive, and they're about to click buy. Pause. This video is for that person because buying the wrong speaker doesn't just waste money. It creates a sound problem that no amount of tuning will ever fully fix. So before you spend a single naira, a dollar, there are 4 questions you must answer first. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for and exactly what to avoid when you're buying speakers. Shalom to you, my friends. My name is Isaac from Church Media Volunteers Academy. On this platform, we train and we equip church media volunteers with the necessary skills that they need in order to serve God in the media, both professionally and spiritually. If that sounds like you, I want you to consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Now, before we get into the 4 questions, I want to lay a foundation that connects everything we've been building in this series. If you haven't watched our video on the 7 misconceptions churches have about loudspeakers, I want you to click the title card right now and watch that first. It will make everything in this video click much faster. In that video, we established one foundational truth. A speaker has one job, and that is to convert an electrical signal into sound. It is a messenger and not a miracle worker. And in our last video on the 5 qualities of a good speaker, we broke down what clarity, frequency balance, coverage, efficiency, and build quality actually mean in a real church setting. You can also click the title card to watch it. This video is just the perfect next step. Now that you know what a speaker does and what a good one looks like, let's talk about how to actually choose the right one for your church. Isaac, which speaker should we buy? And my answer is always the same. It depends. Not because I want to be vague, but because the right speaker is never just about the speaker. It is about your room, your purpose, your system, and how all of these things work together. So today I want to give you 4 questions that will guide every speaker purchase you ever make for your church. When you answer these 4 questions first, the right speaker will become obvious. Question 1. What is the size of the space? Your room is part of your sound system. Before you even think about a speaker, you must understand your room. Because your church is not just a building, it is an acoustic environment. That simply means that the room affects how sound behaves inside it. A speaker can sound great in one hall, and when you put that same speaker in another hall, it becomes terrible. Why? Because the room itself shapes the sound. Room size, ceiling height, wall material, floor type, the seating arrangement, all of these things matters when it comes to sound. Now I want you to think about this. I'm sure you must have experimented with it before. Now think about the difference between speaking in an open field versus speaking inside a bathroom. Your voice sounds completely different. And yet you haven't changed anything, but the room changed everything. Church acoustics work exactly that same way. Here's the mistake I see constantly. A church notices echo or unclear sound and someone says, let's buy a bigger speaker. No. If the room is already echoing, a bigger speaker will only make that echo louder. It's not going to make the voice clearer. In fact, it may actually make things worse. The real question is never what is the biggest speaker we can afford. The real question you should be asking is what speaker actually fits this room. If you have a long, narrow hall, you need to think about how sound travels, the length. If you have a high ceiling, sound may bounce before it reaches people. Hard walls or tiles or glass, you should expect echo and plan for it. Now here a simple room check before you buy. Stand in different parts of the room and clap once, sharply. If you hear the clap echo back clearly, the room is reflective. The more reflective it is, the more you need a focused and controlled speaker. Not a bigger one, but a directional speaker with tight dispersion will fight echo better than raw power. Now, question 2, is it for speech, for music, or for both? You have to match the tool to the task. A directional speaker with tight dispersion will fight echo better than raw power or one with wider dispersion. All right? Now, question 2, is it for speech, music, or for both? You should match the tool to the task. Now, this question matters more than most people actually realize. A speaker built for clear speech may not have the fullness and low end that worship music needs. A speaker that is built for music may be too rich and heavy for the crisp vocal clarity that a sermon demands. Remember what we covered in the 5 qualities video. Not all speakers are built for that same purpose. You can click the title card above if you have not watched that video. So let me make this very simple for you. Now, a speech every church, that is your priority, or the major things you do is preaching, announcements, teaching. What should be your priority in a speaker is vocal clarity in the mid-range frequency. So a 10-inch or 12-inch speaker often performs very well in this case. Now, they give you a clean, natural sounding voice without being too heavy or booming. Whereas in a music-heavy church that focuses more on worship, drums, bass, guitar, full production, your priority in a speaker should be low-end support, fullness, and dynamic range. A 15-inch speaker or a well-matched subsystem may serve you better, but they must still be tuned properly or speech will suffer. And what about both? That is, most churches need both, which is why system design matters, not just individual speakers. You may need different speaker types working together, not just one speaker trying to do everything alone. Now, let me correct a very common idea right here. People say, let us just buy 15-inch speaker. They are more powerful. Power is not the goal. Clarity is the goal. A 15-inch speaker is not automatically better for every church. Yes, it gives you more bass, more fullness, but for a church that is mostly preaching, it can actually make speech sound heavier and less clean if it is not properly matched. Now, so always choose clarity over hype. Always choose clarity over hype. Think of it like choosing a vehicle. A 40-seater bus is more powerful than a saloon car. But if you only need to move 3 people across town every day, then the bus is the wrong tool. So bigger is not always better. A right-sized tool for the job is always better. Question 3. Will it be used indoors or outdoors? Same speaker, but completely different performance. This one catches many churches off guard. Indoor and outdoor speaker use are not the same thing, and the speaker you choose for one may actually fail completely in the other. For indoors, you have walls, you have ceiling, and a room that helps, contain and shape the sound. Whereas in outdoors, there are no walls. Sound escapes in every direction. What isn't projected directly at your audience simply disappears into the open air. Now imagine pouring water into a bucket versus pouring it into the ground. Indoors, the room is your bucket. It holds the sound and helps it to reach people. For outdoors, there are no buckets. You need a speaker that can project hard and far before that sound has a chance to escape. So whereas in the case of outdoors, there is no bucket, you need a speaker that can project hard and far before the sound has a chance to escape. So for outdoor use, you need stronger projection capability. You need weather resistance in their build quality. That is moisture, dust, direct sunlight, all of those things, you need to consider it. So more robust quality to handle heat and exposure over time. Do not buy an indoor speaker and place it outside expecting the same performance. It is not designed for that environment, and over time it will fail because of it. So here's a quick check for outdoor speaker specs. You should look for a speaker that has a rating or an IP rating of IP54, IP54 or higher. What this rating tells you is that it has moisture and dust resistance. Now check if the product sheet specifically mentions outdoor or weather resistant use. If neither is mentioned, assume it is indoor only. Question 4. What amplifier or system will power it? A speaker without the right power is a speaker half working. This is a question most people completely skip, and it is one of the most important ones. So when you are buying a speaker, you must decide, is it active we want to buy or passive? An active speaker, that is a power speaker, they have a built-in amplifier inside the speaker itself. It makes it easier to set up. There are no external amp needed. Great for small churches, portable setups, teams with limited technical support. Many of them come with built-in protection circuits that help prevent damage. Passive speakers require an external amplifier. It gives you more flexibility for permanent installations. It allows you to upgrade the amp and speaker independently over time. But matching the amp to the speaker correctly is critical. And concerning the matching, let me be very direct. If the amplifier is too weak for the speaker, the sound will clip and distort. If the amplifier is overpowered for the speaker can be damaged. Clipping simply means the amplifier is being pushed past its limits. So the sound becomes rough, harsh, and unclear. Speech becomes hard to understand. Music becomes tiring. People will easily disconnect. Now, I want you to watch out for this. It is more common than you think. A church buys great speakers but pairs them with an underpowered or mismatched amplifier. The speakers underperform. The church blames the speaker. But the speakers were never the problem. The system design is the problem. You buy the speaker and the amplifier as a matched system, not as a separate afterthought. There is no better option between active and passive, but there is only the right option for your church structure, for your budget, and your level of technical support. Now, here's a bonus warning for you. Fakes are real. Don't let the box fool you. I have to say this before we close. Fake products are real. Some cheap brands copy the exact look and branding of trusted manufacturers. They have same box design, same logo style, sometimes even the same model numbers, but the performance is nowhere near the same. And sometimes the manual inside doesn't even match what's actually in the carton. It's like buying what looks like a genuine generator. Same color, same shape, same label, but opening it up and finding a completely different engine inside. You paid for the name, but you got something else entirely. So here's how you can protect yourself from fakes. Buy only from trusted or authorized vendors. Check the model number against the manufacturer's official websites. Ask for the official spec sheet, not just the box. If possible, test the speaker before payment. If a deal looks too good to be true, then it usually is. Don't say because you're trying to cut expenses, you now go for the fake. Be warned. Before I give you the summary, let me leave you with the most important mindset shifts of this entire video. Do not buy speakers in isolation. Buy it as a system. Because the final sound you hear in the room is never just a speaker. It's a speaker plus amplifier plus the room plus the setup. All of this working together is what produces the sound that you hear. So think of it like a football team. The striker might be world class, but if the midfield isn't supplying the ball well and the defense is leaking goals, then the striker alone cannot win the match. Every part of the system has to work together. Church audio is no different. The same thing applies. So two churches can buy the exact same speaker and get completely different results. The point is, the difference is never just the equipment. The difference is in the design, the setup, and the knowledge. So before you buy any speaker for your church, answer these 4 questions first. 1. What is the size of the space? 2. Is it for speech, music, or both? 3. Will it be used indoors or outdoors? 4. What amplifier or system will power it? The right speaker is not the loudest one. It is not the most expensive one. It is not the biggest one. The right speaker is the one that fits your room, serves your purpose, and works with your system. When you understand that, you stop guessing. You stop wasting money, and you start building a sound system that actually works, that actually serves your congregation. God has given your church resources. Our responsibility as media volunteers is not just to use them, it is to use them wisely, faithfully, with understanding. Because a sound system that works well is not just a technical achievement. It is an act of stewardship, making sure the message reaches every person in the room and that the message is clear without confusion. And that is worth getting, right? So if you want to protect the speakers that you already have, I did a full video on why church speakers burn out and 12 practical things that you can do to make them last longer. Click the video attached above to watch it right now. I'll also link it in the description below. So if this video added value to you, I want you to do 2 things. Leave a comment. Tell me what is the most important thing that you learned today, and share this video with your media team or any volunteer working in sound. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical church media trainings like this. It's made simple for volunteers just like you. So till I come your way again next time, I want you to remain faithful in the Lord's service. God bless you. Bye.